Hey there, everybody. It's Dana Shea Williams with KeepAllYourCash.com. And yesterday, I actually took the day off. That's right. No work, no deadlines, no blog posts, no videos, no anything. I actually took the entire day off. And it felt really, really good. My house is right on the corner of our neighborhood when you kind of come in to our little area here, to our little subdivision. And, it's so funny because it's springtime and everybody else is out here getting their yards together and, planting flowers. And meanwhile, our yard was like super ghettofied, okay? I mean, it was like the old, like the old shrubs, the hollies, I think is what they're called. They're just, kind of out of control and wild and just ugly. So me and my husband were like, okay, we have got to get this yard together. So my husband actually runs a landscaping company, and he has been for several years, and is really, really great at what he does. So he's trying to tell me, now I have never ever planted a flower a day in my life. I know it's hard for you to believe that, but yes, it's true. So my husband is trying to tell me, okay, and I'm looking outside right now at our beautiful landscape. But so anyway, my husband is telling me, he's like, this is how you plant. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, arranging all the different, we have bought like different shrubs and different plants, and then flowers are going to go in front of this whole thing. And I'm actually going to take a picture and attach it to this video so you can see our beautiful work. So anyway, he's trying to tell me, exactly what to do, how to, position these flowers and stuff, right? So I'm sitting there thinking, I don't like that. Like, I think my way is better. I think I can do it a little bit better and it's going to look a little bit better. So I go and I'm like rearranging what he has done. So my husband's really patient, and he's just like, okay, I'm going to go do something else and you figure that out. So he goes and he's like, getting stumps up out of the, or trunks, like total, like tree trunks out of the flower beds that have been growing forever, since before we even bought the house. So he's doing all that, like manual, hardcore labor. And I'm over here like rearranging these flower pots and stuff. And so he's showing me what to do. And I'm like, well, I have a different plan. I'm going to surprise him with my little different plan. And realize that it took me about 2.5 hours to plant. Let me see. There's probably like 10 plants. I did like in the front flower bed, maybe like 10 plants. It took me about 2.5 hours to do. Now that was actually digging the hole, getting all the, dirt out, putting the, new, potting soil in there, putting the plant in there, putting the Miracle-Gro on, re-putting the dirt up there, putting some more Miracle-Gro on, and then moving on to the next plant. And then pressing everything down to make sure that the roots are all, going to be able to spread out and everything. 2.5 hours to do like 10 plants, right? So check this out. I get ready to leave to go pick up my little boy from preschool, and I was gone for all of maybe 15 minutes, and I come back, and my husband had the entire other flower bed done, like 9 or 10 plants and the other flower bed totally done in like 15 minutes. And I pull up, and I'm like, oh, okay, so that's how you roll. All right, okay. So I learned some things through this whole experience. First of all, I learned it's great to be able to take a day off, which is, one of the wonderful benefits of working from home is being able to just take a day off when you want to. But it was for a purpose. I wasn't like laying around watching TV. But some very important things that I learned about this whole little experience is, number one, when there's someone trying to show you what to do and they've been doing it longer than you, it's really not very wise to think that you can do it better, because you can't. And that's what I learned, is that, even though I had great ideas, and even though, I thought maybe my way would be better, I learned the hard way that it wasn't, that I need to just submit to the leader, who in this case was my husband, who in this case was someone who's been doing this for a long time, and you just do what he told me to do. And I realized once I started doing what he said, things started picking up and I started moving along a little bit quicker. But that's one thing that I notice in my business a lot of times, is that people come into this business, they come into internet marketing, they come into Empower Network, and they think that their way is better. And so they're like, oh, I know that I'm supposed to go through these steps, and I know that I'm supposed to do this, and I know that I'm supposed to read, and I know that I'm supposed to listen to the Inner Circle audio. However, my way is going to be better. And, I did a similar video a few days ago on this whole learning how to ask for help. Because, the problem is some people don't ask for help. And then there are other people who ask for help. And then when you give them the help, they think that their way is going to be better. So they basically might as well not even ask for the help. The other thing that I learned is I faced some obstacles along the way called bees and wasps, okay? And I am like deathly terrified of anything that creeps and crawls along the face of the earth other than my dog, okay? Everybody else's dog's scared of. all sorts of creepy crawly flying insects, all of that, totally scared of. So here I am out here working in this garden, and of course the bees are like, "Ooh, what do they have over there? Let me go check that out." And you know, they're coming over, and I'm like looking like a crazy woman, like you know, like running around, and you know, then I'm like telling my sons, you know, boys, if you see a bee, there's no need to be scared. Just walk past. It doesn't want you. It wants the flowers. And in the meantime, like here's one buzzing in my ear, and I'm like, you know, looking like a complete fool. And my sons are looking at me like, what in the world is wrong with her? So anyway, I faced these obstacles called bees and wasps. And, you know, literally that could have just sent me back in the house. And I could have been like, you know what? This is why I don't do yards. You go ahead and do it, husband. But I was like, no, I'm going to press through and I'm going to do this flower bed no matter what obstacles come my way. I told you that we had actually gotten a lot of the stumps out, but there were also other stumps, like, you know, because when roots grow, they grow deep and they spread out. So there were several places where I had to take the shovel and really, you know, really get in there. I actually had my axe, and I'm like, I mean, I was working like a Hebrew slave, guys, I'm telling you. Whew, doesn't do very good things for the makeup. But anyway, so I'm like, you know, slinging this axe and, you know, getting these roots out and everything, and realizing that I could have said, this is too much work for me. I am not out here. I am not getting paid to do this. I am not supposed to be out here sweating and carrying on. But I said, no, I have a goal in mind, and my goal was to see my yard beautified. That was the vision. I had the vision in mind. I had been looking online. I had been looking at some different books of landscaping, and I realized, okay, this is what I want. You know, we went out and we bought exactly what we wanted, and now was the time to implement. And the other thing that I realized in business is that a lot of people have a vision, so-called. They have a idea of what they want, but then when it comes time to actually doing the work, they get stuck. They get to a place where they're like, oh, this is too much work for me. Oh, I don't understand this. Oh, no, I'm facing obstacles. Oh, I'm out of here. And they run back in the house, and they run back to the comfort zone of their life, never to experience the vision of what they set out to do. And so, you know, even though I wasn't necessarily working yesterday, there were so many different lessons that I learned. I mean, I could just go on and on and on about what the roots represent. I mean, my God, think about all the negative thinking that we have going on in our minds, that, you know, we try to just think positive thoughts. And then what happens is, because we haven't really dealt with the root system, those roots end up coming back up, and they end up producing even more junk and negativity in our lives because we really haven't gotten rid of that. I mean, there's just, I'm telling you, working in your garden is just lesson upon lesson upon lesson upon lesson. But I really want to go ahead and wrap this video up and just tell you all that the point is this. If you're new to internet marketing, if you're new to any sort of business whatsoever, you must learn how to listen to the people who are telling you how to do it. If you are talking to someone, for example, my mentor makes, you know, close to $100,000 a month. I would be very silly to ask her something and then not take her advice. That would just be absolute pure stupidity, actually. Not even silliness, just stupidity. And that's what I see a lot of times with my team. You know, a lot of times they'll come to me and they'll ask me stuff, and I'm like, okay, do this. And they'll be like, okay, that sounds great. And then they'll go do something else. And it's not just me. There's lots of people that happens to. People that are not just in internet land, but people who are, you know, running brick and mortar businesses. Well, you know, they'll tell their customers or they'll tell their employees to do something, and, you know, people just think that their way is better. So I don't know about you guys, but I learned my lesson. My way is not the best way. When somebody else who's been there, done that, got the t-shirt, you know, and are actually making money for it, when they actually tell you to do something, you need to be able to submit to that person and just understand that it doesn't mean that you're stupid. It doesn't mean that your ideas aren't great, but it means that you still need to learn. And guess what? In order to be a leader, a good leader, you must learn how to be a follower first. If you come in and you think, you know what, I got this, I know how to do this, these people can't teach me anything, then you really are just hindering your own progress. And so I am happy to say that my yard is finished. It is complete. And I'm going to try to post a video if I can, or a picture if I can, of, you know, kind of the completed work. We actually still have a couple little areas we have to put some more flowers in. We actually lost some daylight time yesterday because we had some other things going on. But in any case, I'm going to go ahead and post some pictures of kind of what we have so far. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.